Hi, you're watching Your Future, Your Finances. I'm your host, Brian Kuhn. Today we're talking with financial planner Chris Thomas of Planning Solutions Group and the industry of retirement planning and 401ks. Welcome, Chris. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, Ryan.
So lots to talk about with the retirement industry. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your background.
Well, I have been a financial planner for 13 years. I started right out of college. Wasn't necessarily the path I saw myself on throughout college, but always saw myself going to law school. Got some good advice, though, along the way that said maybe you want some real-life work experience before you go to grad school. Took that advice, and when I graduated, I accepted a job with a large insurance broker-dealer in the Tysons Corner area. I worked there for 11 years before joining Planning Solutions Group. And in that capacity, my kind of business evolved over time. I started off working a lot with retired individuals, and then my business sort of graduated to working with business owners who have a whole set of complex problems for themselves and their business. One of the things in particular with the business that I started to focus on a lot was their 401k plans. And that's where my practice is sort of focused on now for the last several years, is helping businesses make sure their 401k plans are meeting their goals and objectives, and then also helping their employees utilize those 401k plans to achieve whatever they want to achieve in their own retirement.
And for anyone out there, 401k plans would be the retirement plan for someone to save money into for later.
Yeah, this day and age, most companies are offering 401k plans. 401k plans started back in 1978, and prior to that, a lot of corporations, large corporations, were offering pension plans. Pension plans were a great deal. You work for a company for a long time, retire, get a guaranteed income stream for the rest of your life. But they were also very expensive for companies to administer and to offer. So with that transition, starting in 1978, just 401k plans became and now are the dominant form of retirement savings for many, many workers in America.
So with the changes going on in that industry, what do CEOs, CFOs, HR managers, what do they need to be looking at as it relates to their plan?
Well, there's been a lot of changes, a lot of regulations. As you saw with healthcare, I think you're going to see the same sort of conversations happen around retirement plans for companies. What really got me started in the 401k space is when I was reviewing 401k plans for some of the business owners I was working with, I immediately saw some concerns. I saw high fees, I saw a lack of investment options, and just some missed out on tax planning ideas. So I kind of, once I saw it becoming a common trend, I took a little look deeper, and I realized there's not as many financial advisors that specialize in the area of 401k plans. So they really just weren't getting the help that they needed. To your question about what CEOs, CFOs, and HR people need to be aware of, it's that they're really being held accountable more so than ever now with regards to the decisions they make with their 401k plans. And if you think about it, they're making decisions that affect all of their employees' retirement. So the Department of Labor is cracking down as far as making sure they're following what's called their fiduciary duties. That is the duties to their employees to make intelligent, prudent decisions about how their 401k plan is structured.
And that's not a new requirement necessarily on a 401k side.
It's not. It dates back to the original ERISA, the Employee Retirement Income Security Act in 1974, talked about fiduciary responsibilities. It's just become much more part of the conversation. And when the Department of Labor does their audits, they're looking much more deeply into the process and procedures that businesses are using when making decisions about their plan.
So that's from the owner's side. Then we have the consumer's side, or the saver's side. How can, both employers and employees look at their plan to determine whether there are high fees in it?
Yeah, well, there's the first thing they can do is there's a lot of disclosures now that are required with 401k plans. Starting in 2012, the Department of Labor required much more fee transparency. They require providers, that's advisors, that's the record keepers, to provide what's called a 408B2 fee disclosure. So if you're an employee wanting to know how much you're paying in fees in your retirement plan, you can always ask your benefits department for a copy of the 408B2 disclosure. Additionally, annually, you might not know it, you might not read it, but employees receive what's called a 404A5 notice. That also contains notices about fees.
That comes out to all of the participants?
That should be distributed annually. It's one of many disclosures that companies are required to distribute to employees annually. So a lot of times it gets kind of overlooked, like many of these disclosures do. But nevertheless, it is available to tell you your fees. Aside from that, there's some websites that you can use that have popped up, some services, Brightscope being one of them, that will collect data on fees, mostly for larger plans over 100 employees. But that's another good spot to go to check on fees.
We're going to talk a little bit about ways to maximize and work with your 401k to retire. But before we do that, let's take a break. Again, you're watching Your Future, Your Finances. I'm Brian Kuhn. We'll be right back with Chris Thomas, 401k advisor and financial planner with Planning Solutions Group. Thanks very much.